Hey, this is chapter 1. Let's find out which camera fits you best and how to get started with photography. I know one of the biggest thing is photography is expensive, cameras are expensive, lights are expensive, everything is expensive in photography, and that is true, but we can use it for our advantage, because if it wasn't expensive, everybody could have done it, and if everybody could have done it, we wouldn't get paid a lot of money. So because photography is really expensive, we can charge really premium prices. And that's actually with every business like this. The more expensive your tools are, the more expensive your services are. And with every business, once you make an investment, your clients pay much more than what you pay for the equipment. So if I rent out a camera, for example, for 25 euros or 50 euros a day, I can charge my clients more. Anyway, let's get into it. So the first difference is everybody is asking what's the best camera, what's the best brand? Canon, Nikon, Sony, there are more brands, but those are the biggest ones that people are speaking about. I think they're all the same. I had colleagues and we had the same client. We made the same photos with different cameras. We got exactly the same results. I don't see any difference too much. You can be really nerdy about it and you can see like, maybe some brand has like magical, beautiful colors. I believe the magic of the colors comes in the editing, the color grading of the photo. So presets, Lightroom, all those stuff. This is where the magic happens, in my opinion. I'm very happy with what I use, which is Nikon and Sigma Art lenses. And I'll get into it. But the first camera that I use or that I would buy is the Nikon Z7 slots, the later one, the 2, which is important to me. So like backup. It has two places to put like SD cards, memory cards inside, right? So if you don't want to buy, you can just rent them out super easily. It's cheaper. You just need to plan one photo shoot day. You rent it out and then you can rent everything for 100 euros, I think, or for less, even 70 euros. And once you rent it out, you just make a photo shoot for free or something like this and you pay for the equipment. It's okay. It's worth it because you will get so much return for it. I will show you later, but maybe easier than investing so much. And once you see the results, you can start buying things and investing really into things, but renting is a small investment, so it's the smallest investment you can do, or pick up a camera from a friend or something like this. Anyway, so Nikon Z7 II, this is what I will buy or rent, and Sigma Art 35mm 1.4, which is a prime lens, which means you cannot zoom in or zoom out, but it has a really beautiful bokeh. This is actually the lens I'm using now. It has a beautiful bokeh behind me. 35mm, what I said, 35mm means how far it is. It's basically like this. You can see this. I have 3 lenses. I have a 40mm, which is like this. You can really see more than your eyes sometimes. Something like this, it's crazy. I use it for festivals, which is amazing, but I don't use it too much. So I would just stick to the 35, which is like this. And the 85 is amazing. It's like this. So you can really see far away and it's amazing. And it's also 1.4. So the bokeh and the blur behind the subject is incredible. And this is, I think, in my opinion, what people pay for, what I paid, why I started with photography, because I love this bokeh. I love those, really, really love those. So those are my 2 lenses that I use the most. I am actually considering buying a 50mm, which is in between 1.2, which will be insane. Yeah, so those are the 2 things. SD cards, I would recommend buying 124 gigabytes. You will just have so much more space. So the camera costs like 3,000 euros. By the way, the difference between the Z6 and the Z7 is the Z7 you can just zoom in much more because there's so much more pixels. Yeah, so the camera body is like 3,000 euros. The lens is 1,000 euros. Maybe 800 euros, 700 euros actually. So that's the first investment we really need to do to have good quality. Can also pay for a Canon or Sony and you'll get similar stuff, the same stuff I think. I would still stick to this lens. I actually started out with a 50mm 1.8. It's also a great lens. The bigger your mindset is about I'm gonna invest, I'm gonna rent this out and I'm gonna try it, the better your photos will be, the faster you can grow as a photographer. So if you make photo shoots and you use cheaper gear, it will just take longer for you to get to the big results, to get to work with the big clients, to get to work with amazing clients. People will really pay it. So all those small details that people can see and feel in the photos, they actually matter and they actually pay you maybe 50 euros less each job. So it adds up, or maybe 100, or maybe they just don't give you a chance. It's a big difference, I think. So that is how to find the best gear in lenses, I think. In every country they have a local store where you can buy those things. In the Netherlands you can rent those out. It's a new thing. It's started since 5 years ago. A lot of people are doing it. I never really did it because I bought my gear and I was very happy with it all the time. I just switched the camera sometimes. Now I have a mirrorless. Before I had this camera, the 850, and before that the D750. Doesn't matter. I mean, those are all great cameras. Yeah, you can use that if you want something cheaper. D750 is also great, no problem at all. I just think the mirrorless, you can also step into videos, which is great, and you can do other stuff, so it's really fun. Yeah, success with that.